What a first game for the Vancouver Canucks. We have absolutely shown out to start the season, and you know what time it is. Every rational Canucks fan of any team after they win their first game by a score of this margin or even close, it's time to overreact. It's time to list all the things that we want to say that we're overreacting to, and then I'll also give some realistic takes to those takes. You can see the overreactions on the side here. We will never lose. Demko and PD are back. PP1 is so bad, and the depth is amazing. That's what we're going to be going through here today on the CanucksLand Podcast. How's it going, guys? I am CanucksLand. Welcome back to episode 8 of the CanucksLand Podcast, where today we obviously go through the overreactions. But without further ado, let's get right into business, because the Vancouver Canucks beat the Calgary Flames with a score of 5-1, with Kiefer Sherwood, Hedl getting 2, Lekkerimäki and Besser all getting the goals. 10 out of the 12 forwards got the points. You know what that means. Consistent scoring up and down the lineup. We will never lose again. We will never lose. The defense was great. The offense was great. I mean, there was some shaky points. Don't worry. We'll get into it. The team was awesome. We won the first game, and you know what? We're undefeated so far. We're going to stay undefeated. We're winning all the games. 82 0-0. That's what the Canucks are going this season. Everyone's going to score 400 points, and the Vancouver Canucks are going to be this will be the greatest team of all time, just for us to choke in a sweep in round 1. Okay. But let's get into the realistic side of that. The Vancouver Canucks, they look good. I thought that they had a bit of a slow start. We want the starts to start a little faster, and it's been a theme throughout the preseason as well, where we're starting a little slow. Calgary came in with a lot of heat in the first period, so that's when you have a back-to-back. That's when you really want to bounce. Go in, show up, put up good speed, try to get some quick goals and take control of the game, and then your energy will die down. They were at a back-to-back. It is to start the season, so maybe a little less leeway, but I'm still giving Calgary the leeway of the back-to-back. But the Vancouver Canucks came in to show up in the second. The second was still a little iffy, actually. Then the third, the Canucks really showed up, and that's been a theme. The third period would have been like the period for the Vancouver Canucks this preseason, and I thought the team played well. I thought that they played good enough for the win. They kept it 1-1. They limited chances. Demko didn't see a lot of shots. I think he only saw like 18. Let me go over. The Canucks Reddit has it. I apologize. I think they only had 18 shots on goal, and we had like 23. We outshot them by a good amount, and outshooting teams, that's something that we wouldn't do last season, so that's great. Yeah, the system is showing. I mean, they wanted to get more defensive rushes. I felt like they didn't actually get as many rushes with the defenseman joining, as many odd man rushes. 18, I am right, 26 shots for the Vancouver Canucks. We were out-hit, but we were outdrawn as well. I do feel that we need to be better on the face-offs. 16 blocks, though. We were getting in front of shots, limiting chances. 16 blocks, so that's, let's say half of those go on net. They have the same amount of shots as we do. So the fact that we block 16 shots, we're limiting chances, we're making sure Demko doesn't see the puck as much, but then when he does see the puck, he's able to make the saves. Demko made 2 great saves. We'll get into that a little bit later. The team played well. Every forward, I don't know if I've mentioned this already, every forward but 2, the 2 being Braden Coots and Atu Ratu, got a point. So those are the only 2 forwards who didn't get a point, and it's not like those players played bad. I thought Atu Ratu played decently. Feel like he could have been a little bit better on the defensive side, but I didn't mind. I like that he's on the PK. I was right. Put him on the draw for the PK. There we go. A take I was right about. And Braden Coots, you know what? He didn't do anything bad. I didn't notice him being bad at all. So the fact that he was unnoticeable in the bad, and he just didn't have the night where he showed out offensively, that's totally fine. He's an 18-year-old. I don't expect him to go out and score a hat trick. I did think he was going to get the first goal, though. But that is it for this take. Really, that's it. The Vancouver Canucks, they played great. We will never lose again is the overreaction. But the reality is, I think that this team played good, and if we keep up this sustainable play, I mean, it's not too bad. Oop, I hit this. It's not too bad. I think the Canucks can definitely do it. Take number 2. Petey and Demko are back. Let's start with Demko, because, man, I want to talk about Demko so much. You know what? This is the first one where I was like, it's not really that much of an overreaction. Demko played an amazing game. He had 2 saves that were like, oh my god, Demko, I think. I have 2. One of them might have been the oh my god, how did that not go in on Hedel? Because every time I usually write oh my god, it's because of Demko. Let's see. I see some nice saves, Demko, some great saves, Demko. I always try to note down a save that I really thought was good. He had a couple chances where he had to make moves and get to it, and then there was that save on Kadri. Kadri didn't get much on it. I need to watch the replay again, because I actually didn't see him not getting much on it, but Demko made a great save on that play. Demko played great. He played good. He looks back. He looks healthy. He didn't look like anything was bugging him at all. It was great to see. I don't think that's much of an overreaction. I think the part you can go for an overreaction is that Demko is going to win the Vezina based off of one game, but I'm happy from what I saw. I think you can go Demko Saturday, and then you could start Lankinen. Do we have a back-to-back at home to start the season early on? Just schedule. I think we have a back-to-back. Oh, the back-to-back on the road, yeah. So you could start Demko tomorrow against the Oilers, and then I think you go Lankinen against the Blues, and then when you go to the Stars and Blackhawks, you have that back-to-back on the 16th, 17th. Then you can go Demko to start, and Lankinen gets a little bit of rest. You know what? I'm not mad at which goalies play, because those goalies are both great. Pettersson, let's move on to him. Elias Pettersson is back. Is the overreaction? I don't think he's 100% back. The overreaction would be Elias Pettersson's back. He's going to put up 100 points. He got a point this game. He's on 82-point pace. If he gets, he's going to get like 5. He's going to get 5 against Edmonton because Skinner is not as great as goalie as Dustin Wolf. Shout out Dustin Wolf. I thought although he let in 5 goals, he had a great game. He was very good in the second and the first. Elias Pettersson, yep, he's going to go put up 100 points this season. This is the overreaction. I think the reality is pretty close. I think that Elias Pettersson, although not really like the best game, it wasn't bad. Elias Pettersson, he did end up getting a point at the end of the game with that Besser goal, and I didn't see really him in a bad situation in the game at all. Granted, I look for the good a lot, right? Because my whole thing's about positivity, but I also want to talk about players who didn't have that great of a game. But I thought Elias Pettersson was good and the thing is, I hate saying the good enough, because the people who are doubting Elias Pettersson will come in and say, well, good enough isn't what we want. And you know what? That is right. I want to see more from him. I feel like he glides a lot. He's been gliding a lot. I feel like he needs to just move his feet a tiny bit more. He was taking some shots that I was happy to see him take. Let's hop over here to the game against Calgary. I just want to go to the box score. I just want to see Elias Pettersson's shot totals here in this game. The Canucks, we go to Elias Pettersson. Gotta find the right Elias Pettersson. 1 shot on goal. I guess, yeah, there's just the 1 shot. But you know what? That shot was one that I saw from him that I'm like, I don't think I would have saw Elias Pettersson taking that shot, and I'm pretty sure Ferraro also pointed that out. So it's not my point entirely. I think I'm influenced by Ferraro a little bit. If Elias Pettersson could go against Edmonton tomorrow and get 2 solid points, a goal and an assist for me is what I would like, and has a great game, Elias Pettersson's officially back. I know it's still a bit of an overreaction because it's a 2-game thing, but if he goes out and has a great game, boom. If he has a game like this where he does get 1 point and it looks, I'm still hesitant. I'm still a little hesitant either way, but I'm more hesitant on if he has a same kind of game. But I don't mind what I saw from both of them. I'm happy that they're healthy to start the season and that the team's doing good. And sometimes we won't need Elias Pettersson. A game like this, I would want him to score more in the second period and maybe in the first period. But if we start hot and it's a game like Calgary, the game in Calgary, where it was 8-1. If we start hot and then Elias Pettersson just has to shut down, that's good. That's fine, where he doesn't have to get a point and we're up like 4-0 to start. Elias Pettersson matches up against the top lines and shut them down. That's a game where Elias Pettersson doesn't get a point and it's fine. A game where Elias Pettersson needs to get points is when it's close like this for the first 2 periods. Then it blows up in the third. He got a point. I would rather him get a goal. let's see how he does against Edmonton. Power play 1 was so bad. Speaking of which, power play 1 didn't look too good. I thought the entries just weren't as great. Evander Kane missed some passes. I'm going to give him a little bit of leeway because he's new to the team. I feel like he was good defensively. He missed some passes. I don't want to put it all on him. My thing personally, I don't want to say that Evander Kane is the problem. I just want to see Garland on power play 1. I just want to see how Garland works because Garland was working the corners so well. Shout out to him. I want to see how Garland works on power play 1, and also it mean that I'm right because of Kane. If you switch Garland and Kane and you leave them in the same spots, it's exactly how I drew up the power play. Yeah, they just didn't get entries. I think they got set up once. I actually wrote it down in the second period. PP set up, and it ended up getting killed anyway. And then DPD took a penalty right after. I think that was even when they set up after. Yeah, that was after the Pedersen hit. And then, just PP1 did look great. PP2 had some good opportunities where they set up. I liked what PP2 was doing. And the players are so good that I'm not too worried. So the overreaction is PP1 so bad. What the hell? Are we going to have one of the worst power plays in the league? The reaction that I have right now to it is the power play did not look great that game. And I understand the worry about the power play not looking too great. But those players are so skilled that with time, they will figure it out. They will get it done. Hell, they can go out on Saturday. Adam Foote probably enjoyed most of the game. He might even just go and be like, we're working on that power play until we get the entries down. Let's work on the entries. And then you put Marcus Pedersen and Tyler Myers on the PK. Shout out to those two. They were defensively just... That was them defensively. Chef's kiss. But yeah, have them work on the power play with your best PK team and work on the entries. That's the one thing I just want them to work on, the entries. But yeah, overreaction, power play is horrible. We're going to have the worst power play in the league. Reality reaction, you know what? Let's let them figure it out. Once they get their feet under them and they get going, I wish that it had been at the start of the year. We didn't need the power play today. 0-4, we still won. Let's get some power play goals in the future. The last one, the depth is amazing. Shout out Kiefer Sherwood, shout out Drew O'Connor. Those two had a great first period. I think they had a great game entirely, but those two had great first periods. The third line, I didn't mind at all. The third line was on for the goal. I think Evander Kane just didn't switch off for Archdeep Baines. So that was your big, they were on for a goal against. I don't know if the stat sheet has, goals against. No, I don't think so. But... yeah, goals against. They were on for that, so it's fine, totally fine, and I think that they should have a better game against Edmonton. I don't know. I'm not too worried about the third line, but I thought the fourth line was awesome. That Ratu line was great, and that totally weren't bad. Honestly, it was an unlucky goal. You know what? Yeah, that's what I even have to talk about. That was such an unlucky goal that I don't mind how they played. The depth looks great. Archdeep Baines had a great game. Archdeep Baines, he is very 50-50 with me, where there will be some times on the ice where I'm like, what is Archdeep Baines doing? And then there's some times on the ice where Archdeep Baines blocks 3 shots on the penalty kill. I mean, yeah, 3 of those 16 shots were Archdeep Baines on one shift. Let's go, Baines. Let's go. I think I even wrote it. Great block Baines. Great block Baines times 2. And then another Baines block because I already wrote the times 2. I could have just erased the 2 and put it 3. The depth was great. I'm counting Baines as depth because he's normally not a top guy. He's filling in for Niels Hoglander. Personally, I was the guy who was I would like to see Linus Karlsson there. I think he's more solid. He's more in the middle of you won't see him in a bad situation and you might not see him in a good situation and you're just happy with how that was. Whereas Archdeep Baines is very, you see him in a bad situation, you see him in a good situation. Love the assist. What a pass to Hedel and great blocks. And he also had some times where it just wasn't I was but overall, I think the positive outweighs the negative for Archdeep Baines. I thought the depth was great, and also I'm counting Evander Kane as not depth. He's in the top 6. He's in the top 6 because realistically, you'd put him above Archdeep Baines in a depth chart. But yeah, the depth was amazing. And the realistic take is the depth had a great game. We'll see how they do. I say give them 2 more games. If the depth is putting on good shutdown performances while also providing some offense, then that is great. The Garland line, that's the second line. The Garland line's the second line. I got to keep remembering. Is it the second line? Yeah, it's the second line. So the depth looks great. Hedl, technically supposed to be a third line center. He's our second line center. Imagine we pick up a second line center and we have Hedl as our third line center. Because, man, what a great game he had as well. The depth looks good. Defensive depth, I thought Forbert did not have a bad game. I didn't notice him really in a bad situation. And I thought that DPD had a good game as well. Like, very solid. He will make a mistake. He's a young player. The 1 goal against was unlucky. I thought the defense depth was solid. The offensive depth was solid. That's the normal take. The take that is overreaction is the depth is so good it's going to win us every game. We need the stars to show up, but if the depth could win us some games, that is great. I would like to see Lekkermacki on the second line with Garland and Hedl. Might work out pretty good, but also I like putting Kane with the 2 young guys. And then, yeah, you put Baines there with Coots and Kane would be the line. Maybe you put Sherwood with Coots and Kane, and then you put Lekkermacki up on the first line with Hedl and Garland, and then you have Baines, Drew O'Connor, and Ratu. But I like the lines that they're rocking. I like the lines they're rocking better than the lines I made. But that is it. We have gone through it. That is it for this podcast. Thank you guys for so much for either listening or watching. And I've set a personal goal to try to hit 500 subscribers at the end of this upcoming season. If you're a Canucks fan and you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button or that follow button on Spotify. The support has been awesome these past 2 weeks, man. I've gained 55 subscribers in 17 days. The support is... I appreciate this so much, the support so much, guys. And leave a comment below. What are your hot takes? Shout out to Fireplacer and TGill35 on TikTok. Those guys are my top commenters. And I love to see people coming in and sparking the engagement because I love talking to you guys in the comments. But without further ado, the video on your right is the video from Wednesday. The video on your left is the video from Monday. Subscribe's right down under there. I'll see you guys in the next one.